Welcome back, guys, and stay tuned because today we are continuing our countdown to 72 here on Critical Hits
and Bad Misses.
Hello, guys and gals, and welcome back to the channel. My name's Clay.
And I'm Bo.
And today we are back with our countdown to 72 seasons that is coming up on April 14th, and I am looking more forward to this new album every single day that goes by.
Me too. I will always look forward to a Metallica release. It's just, you never know what you're going to get with them. And
Did you just call Metallica a box of chocolates?
Pretty much. Yeah, you never know what you're going to get. But it's good either way, unless it's the coconut ones that... It's
I like
sweet,
the coconut ones.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's sweet, but it's also not my style.
Oh, well, there you go. So today, if you've been watching, we are up to the Injustice for All album. We had to skip last week because I was sick. So we took the week off from recording so I could get a little bit better. And so anyway, we're up to Injustice for All. And everybody's watched us enough now to know that the channel is largely based on our love of Dungeons and Dragons. And while this song does not necessarily have the theme and storyline to go along with Dungeons and Dragons, it does have a cool title that we can relate to, and that is Eye of the Beholder. So Eye of the Beholder is actually one of my favorite songs off of the Injustice for All album. Lots of good stuff on there. This album for Metallica, it was Jason's first studio album with the band after Cliff Burton passed away, and Jason was hired in to take over the role of bass player. He was on the 598 EP recording, but this is the first actual studio album after Master of Puppets, which, of course, was Cliff's last one. And these are the dark days for Metallica. They went through a really, really rough time with the loss of Cliff, and you could really tell in the lyrics and the subject matter of the songs that was on this album, and in the way they did the production with Jason being the new bass player, and they really cut the levels of the bass down on this recording. So this one here is probably one of the darker Metallica albums just because of what they were going through at the time.
Yeah, most musicians, what they're going through, you'll hear it through their music, and you can tell definitely in this album, you can see that they did get a little darker, a little more melodic sound to them, which was not a bad thing. I mean, I loved it.
I don't think it was a bad thing at all. There were some people who this album was the album that where Metallica kind of started to change a little bit from the early days of just straight up thrash. And, some of the old heads, they were like, I don't know. But over the course of time, this album, for me anyway, has definitely stood the test. So,
for sure, it's going to be, it's good. It's going to stay good. It's going to always be one of their better albums. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be the kick point. Like, even for me, it was one of the kickoff points that I started really enjoying Metallica. Sure. So, the ending of this album and going into the Black Album mm-hmm. is where I really got into it. The Black Album's my all-time favorite album of Metallica's, but this one was also a superb album, and I'm ready to get into it.
Well, then here we go. Let's get right into this one here, and this is Eye of the Beholder.
us. Do you feel what I feel? Bitter in distress. Who decides to express? Do you take what I take? Endurance is the word. Moving back instead of forward seems to me absurd. Doesn't matter what you see, or in doing what you read. You can do it your own way, if it's done is how I say. Independence limited. Freedom of choice is made for you, my friend. Freedom of speech is words that they will bend. Freedom with their exception. Do you fear what I fear? Living properly. Truth to you or lies to me? Do you choose what I choose, or alternatives? Energy derives from both the plus and negative. Do you need what I need? Boundaries overthrown. Look inside to each his own. Do you trust what I trust? Me, myself, and I penetrate the smoke screen. I see through the selfish lie. Doesn't matter what you see, or in doing what you read. You can do it your own way, if it's done just how I say. Independence limited. Freedom of choice is made for you, my friend. Freedom of speech is words that they will bend. Freedom with their exception. Do you know what I know? Your money and your wealth. You silence just to hear yourself. Do you want what I want? Desire not a thing. I hunger after independence, faith and freedom's ring. Doesn't matter what you see, or in doing what you read. You can do it your own way, if it's done just how I say. Independence limited. Freedom of choice is made for you, my friend. Freedom
Yes, sir. Eye of the Beholder. You know, the entire Injustice for All album is excellent from top to bottom. That to me, during that time frame, after that album came out, was probably the time when, and age probably has a lot to do with it. The aggression that they had at the time probably had a lot to do with it. But it was during those years that I feel like Metallica were at their absolute best, top notch when it come to the live performances and just the power and stage presence and everything that they put into the shows at that time.
Yeah, because they've gotten in. They had a transition stage where the album before, they lost a bass player. They regained a new bass player, so they were getting the field and they were going a different direction, kind of with their music, just a little bit. And then going into the next album, and they've just gotten more settled into that role of where they became. And I agree with you; it was excellent to how that transition went. And even the song "I Beholder," I loved the song. All the different tempos that went through that song just worked.
Yeah.
Some music it wouldn't have worked with it, but that song it worked fine with. I couldn't hardly keep up with the different tempos, trying to sit here and dance my seat with it, but it was, I enjoyed the song. I always enjoyed listening to that song.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. To me, this is always going to be a critical hit.
Yeah, I mean, that's for me as well. Eye of the Beholder is definitely a critical hit. There is, gosh, of the songs that's on the album, I can't think of any off the top of my head that would not be critical hits. So, yeah, Eye of the Beholder is definitely that. Guys, we appreciate you being here today. Don't forget, today is a double upload. Later on this afternoon, we will do our upload for the Black Album since we could not upload one last week. So make sure you get back here for that. Guys, we appreciate you being here today. Make sure to leave a comment and hit that like, subscribe, notification bell so you know when we put up new videos here on Critical Hits
And bad misses.